feel free to use the raised hand function, and we will get to you. And also, for those in the room, please raise your hand, and we will get a microphone to you. Please wait for the microphone. We'll start with opening statement from Coach Westmore.
Yeah, I mean, again, first of all, you got to tip your hat to Vermont. I knew they were going to come in here. They were hot. They won 9 of their last 10, 16 of their last 18. They got great interior play. They got great guard play. So, I knew it was going to be a challenge. Got to, again, they played great. Hanson coming in off the bench, scoring 21, hitting, 5 out of 8 threes. I think she was 3 for 3 in the first half. But just, the balance, obviously their post players hurt us some inside. But I thought we really picked it up defensively in the second half, holding them to 13 points in the third and 9 in the fourth. So I thought our energy and our effort was a lot better in the second half. And, on a day where we didn't shoot well, again, give Vermont credit for that defensively, but we had a rough shooting day, and that's when you got to defend and rebound. So proud of, I think we went and got 18 offensive rebounds. So that's something definitely we've been stressing, and hopefully we can build on that.
Thank you, Coach. Our student athletes here are Sanaya Rivers and Zoe Brooks. Any questions for those two, please raise your hand in the room, and we will get a microphone to you. Over here to your left.
Daniel Wilson, InsidePackSports.com. This is for either player. When the Catamounts were making their run at the tail end of the first quarter and the start of the second quarter, what did you see from y'all's end that allowed them to get on that run, and how did you adjust to counter that?
Zoe, you started off, please.
They came out hitting shots. They came out aggressive, moving the ball very well. Teams are going to have that run, in the tournament. Everybody wants to win. Everybody's going to play well, and I think that we adjusted pretty well in the second half.
Yeah, when the team scores 16 points in the first quarter, it's an automatic red flag for us. We knew that we had to turn around immediately, or else they were going to run us out of there. And I think, like Zoe said, we had a phenomenal second half, and that we were fortunate enough to get the win. So,
another question over here on the left.
Brian Pearl, Pack Pride on 24/7 Sports. Like Coach said, offensive rebounding played a pivotal role in y'all securing the win today. 7 different players secured at least 1 offensive rebound for y'all's team, including 5 different players with multiple rebounds. Just what does that speak to the team effort it takes to be able to win on the offensive glass?
Sanaya, start us, please.
I think we run enough in practice. Coach Moore says if you don't crash the boards, then you're either going to run, you're not going to play. I know me personally, I got subbed out first half because I wasn't crashing the boards. So it just shows that he has high standards for us. He expects us to crash the board because he knows that we can. We're longer. We're aggressive when we go in there. So if we go in there, he just hopes it'll fall into our hands. So even if we just have one going back and 4 crashing, his hopes is that somebody gets it. And just to see that we have multiple players down there crashing the O boards, it just shows that we can, and we just have to keep continuing to do so.
Zoe?
She hit it on the spot.
Of course.
That's the way to defer, just like a guard. Yes, stay here on the left.
Connor Vandermark, technician. Sanaya, now that y'all are in the round of 32, Monday will officially be your last game at Reynolds Coliseum. Can you just speak on your time at NC State and what it's meant to you?
Okay. I said it before the game. This will not be our last game at Reynolds. Our last game is going to be on Monday because I wasn't ready to be done yet. So Monday, the last one, it's bittersweet. I've had a great 3 years here. If I could have another one, I definitely would. I'm surrounded by great family, great fans, great teammates, great coaches, and I'm blessed that they gave me a second opportunity to come here. Coach Moore always makes the joke that I should have came here the first time, but anyway, I'm here now, so I'm thankful and blessed that he allowed me to be a part of the program, and
It's not me. It's Coach Nikki that when you pass the first time, Coach Nikki she don't believe in going back.
Oh, she don't.
I had to make that happen.
I appreciate you. Appreciate you.
More questions from the room, and again, if you're on Zoom and you have a question, please use the raise hand function. Go back to Brian over here.
I wanted to ask you all about a couple of the freshmen that were making some big plays today. First of all, Devin Quigley, especially in the second half, was making some really pivotal plays to help you all secure this win. Just your overall impressions on how she played today.
Sanaya?
Yeah, definitely proud of Devin. Obviously, she's a freshman, so she's not getting all the minutes in the world. But when her numbers call, she's ready. She comes in and grabs. She averages like 1 rebound a game, probably on the O board. So just proud that she came in ready. Looks like she hit some free throws and hit a couple shots. So we're just proud of her and just being ready to step up when her number was called.
You know, Devin's a Jersey girl, so I expect that from her. No, but she's a great, rebounding guard, and I'm very proud of all the progress that she's made this year.
And then following up on that. There we go. Following up on that, Lorena Wu also made some big plays in the post, came in and was able not only got some second chance points like we were saying earlier, but got some defensive stops against Vermont's bigs. Just how pivotal was she and be able to secure the win today?
Zoe, you can start.
Lorena has came a long way, too. A lot of progress. I think when she comes in off the bench, she definitely helps us a lot, rebounding and getting putbacks and just her energy.
Sanaya?
Oh, yeah. It's crazy that she still has 3 years left. She's strong as an ox, and she hasn't even scratched the surface yet. So I'm just excited for her. Obviously, she came in, gave us great minutes on offense and defense, and we're just hoping that she continues to do that the rest of the tournament.
More questions from the room? Anybody?
Come on, give us something. You don't want no more? Okay, sorry.
I've got one for both of you. Start with you, Sanaya. The scrap plays that you guys were able to put together in the second quarter and the third quarter, a lot of them were made by Madison Hayes. The value of Madison in this game, and particularly some of the plays that she was able to make.
Definitely. Madison is a big piece for us. I think I was asked a couple of weeks ago who's a player that I feel like deserves a little more attention, a little more credit, and I said Madison Hayes for sure. Obviously, she gets the attention here at NC State, but just as far as, nationwide, I feel like she definitely deserves a little more credit. She is big minutes for us, hitting big-time shots, diving on the floor, getting offensive boards. Obviously, she's playing out of position for us this year, guarding the 4 players, sometimes even the 5, but it just shows her character that she's going to do whatever she can to help contribute to wins, and she's done a phenomenal job this year, and I just hope as well she continues to do that the rest of the tournament.
Zoe?
People like to call her the glue, and I agree. I don't think we would be the team that we are today without her. Like Sanaya said, she'll hit an open 3. She'll get some offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. She can get stops on defense, so we definitely wouldn't be where we are without her.
Over here to the left.
This can be for either of y'all. Coach talked a lot at the beginning of the season about how Tilda was kind of thrown into the fire and how she has all the talent in the world, but it seemed to be almost a confidence issue, how she didn't like to play in the post a whole lot. But in this game, and especially in the ACC tournament, she seemed to be a lot more comfortable in the paint. Can you just speak on her development as, her teammate?
Zoe, you can go first or defer again.
Okay. Yeah, her confidence definitely has came a lot. She's definitely more comfortable now. Like you said, maybe she doesn't like playing the post as much because she's a great outside shooter. She can hit the 3. You don't see that very often, a 6'6" girl that can hit 3s, But she's definitely came a long way, and I'm very proud of her.
She hit it on the head. I'm still
Any more questions in the room? If not, Zoe, Sanaya, thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank
y'all.
you.
Good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
Good luck. Top of that.
You hit it on the head.
Questions in the room for Coach Moore? Over here to the left.
Guys, you utilized full court pressure as the game progressed along. How did you assess the effectiveness of that?
Of the press?
Yes.
Yeah, again, just trying to show them a little bit different look, try to speed the game up a little bit because they were comfortable, obviously, and, we haven't been really a pressing team, but we just felt like it'd be good to throw it out there. I don't know that we really got a whole lot out of it. They did a great job of handling it, but, they were shooting, what are they, 8? Was it 8 for 19 from 3? So, again, try to do something to change kind of their being so comfortable and knocking down shots.
Brian?
Coach, I want to ask you this.
Hold it in the middle.
And in the middle,
There
we go. Yep. Circling back to those freshmen, first of all, talking about Devin, one of those 5 players with multiple offensive boards, making some plays in the second half. How important was she in coming up, stepping big when her name was called?
Yeah, I just really after the ACC tournament, just trying to evaluate where we were, and I just felt like she probably deserved to get some minutes, and so we had planned on getting her in there some, and then just presented the opportunity. She does a great job, as we mentioned, getting to the offensive boards. She's got the length to defend. She can really shoot the ball. So she can give us a spark off the bench. And, you know, we got so many veteran guards, it's hard sometimes to pull them off the court. But, you know, we got to do that, especially if we need to send a message. You know, if somebody's not going to the board, somebody's not doing what they're supposed to do defensively. Like I said, just feel like we need to have a little bit of accountability, and Devin's done a good job when we called on her.
And then talking about the offense in the glass, whether it's Devin or Lorena came up big with some second chance points. When Vermont's making all those threes, how big is it to be able to come up with those second chance points and not come up with empty possessions?
There's no doubt. We're 4 for 20 from 3 today and struggled. Struggled to shoot from the field even some. But, when you can get those extra possessions, and that's something after the ACC tournament, we came back and said, you know, we're going to commit a little bit more to offensive boards. You got to decide how many you want to send. It's going to affect your transition D, obviously, if you got people going crashing. But we just felt like we needed a spark there. And a day like today, when you're really struggling shooting the ball, that can make all the difference in the world. So, you know, I got to say Madison Hayes also had 12 boards, her and Sanaya. So both of them together, 2 veterans, did a great job of getting us extra possessions.
One more, Brian? Yeah, go ahead.
You just touched on it, but with Madison Hayes, Vermont playing 2 bigs in there. How big is she playing out of position and still getting those 12 boards?
Yeah, again, that was the tough part, and we knew coming in it was going to be a tough matchup. They've got 2 true post players down there, and we kind of are going with 4 guards. We actually put Sanaya down there some just because of her length, and thought maybe she could maybe make it tough for them to get the feed in there. But yeah, you know, when you're outsized like that, you got to play really hard, and I thought Madison did that and gave us, you know, again, especially second half, I thought everybody really stepped it up, and we had a little more pressure and got in the passing lanes and things like that.
Question over here to the right. Peter?
Peter Katrumpis, Triangle Sports Network. Wes, I think you called it yesterday talking about the early scout player coming off the bench on their side. 40% shooter. Hansen today coming off the bench for UVM, 21 points.
Yeah.
I think that's a season high. She created problems for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
How tough was that to help your players understand what they need to do? And bottom line is execution, but it looked like it was quite the challenge today.
Yeah. You know, again, sometimes it's hard to get the point across, I guess. But we knew she was shooting 44% from 3 coming in. So, I mean, you know she's a great shooter coming in off the bench, somebody that's going to give them some energy, give them a lift, and you got to try to stick with her. And, you know, we were supposed to be getting overall pick on the ball, but a couple of times we got caught going under. A couple of times maybe we helped a little bit. You can't help off somebody like that. So, again, we subbed a time or 2 because of it, just, again, trying to have accountability, but no doubt, I mean, she's a great player, and we definitely knew coming in we needed to try to slow her down. We just didn't quite get it done.
Right here to the left.
Coach, Vermont had 33 points at halftime. You've been preaching defense all season. What'd you tell your team in the locker room? Because after that, they ended up scoring just 22 combined in the second half.
Yeah, I said we wouldn't be having dinner tonight if we didn't, you know, step it up. No, I mean, again, we just talked about, you know, we knew they were, you know, we knew they could score the ball, and we knew we had to, you know, apply more pressure, get up to them. You know, again, sometimes it's got to happen to you for you to believe things, you know, and even though we've watched a lot of film, we didn't quite have the urgency, or we weren't locked in enough when things happen, you know, and it's tough. You know, obviously we go over their plays. You know, they ran a little play where Hansen goes down to the block, and then, you know, she's coming back up off a down pick, and, you know, we're screaming over there, but it's pretty loud in this place, so we didn't quite get the communication part through. But you just can't relax. You got to stay on edge when you're playing somebody that can score the ball. And the thing is, you let them get happy. You know, we talk about that. Don't let them get happy. They get happy, they get confident, now you're in trouble.
Isaiah James shot just 4 of 15 from the field. What is it like to have a scorer like Zoe Brooks who can come up and fill in that scoring option? I believe she had 2 and 1 layups in that third quarter that y'all kind of rallied behind to go on the run.
Yeah, I thought especially early in the game, Zoe was keeping us in it. I mean, we didn't have anybody else hitting shots really, and we weren't creating like we needed to. And again, we were settling for threes. And there comes a point where you got to recognize, you know what, this isn't working right now. I need to get to the foul line, get to the rim, be the aggressor. And but I thought Zoe did a great job of picking up the scoring slack in the first half and really carried us.
More questions in the room? If not, Coach, thanks for your time.
All right, thank y'all.
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, man.
Okay, we are now joined by Vermont, their head coach Elisa Kresy, and also student athletes Kiera Hansen and Anna Olson. We will start with the opening statement from you, Coach.
I think our play today really spoke volumes about our program and where we're at. I couldn't be prouder of this group, just showing so much fight and poise in an incredible environment. I mean, it was outstanding. This is what it's all about. Really, really just proud, especially of these two next to me and our upperclassmen that played their last game. This is what it's all about. Thankful, really, really thankful for this opportunity with them. That's the hardest part, is saying goodbye to our upperclassmen and not doing this or having a chance to do this again with them. And for the game, I mean, I felt like we played really good for 3 quarters, and we lost some momentum in the fourth. We made some errors defensively, and of course, NC State, an outstanding team, capitalized off of that and really made that push at the end. But couldn't be prouder of this group and being here representing Vermont with these amazing student athletes.
Thank you, Coach. If you will, please mute your cell phones, and also we'll start now the Q&A with our student athletes. Questions in the room. If you are on Zoom and you have a question, use the raise hand function. We will get to you. Does anyone in the room have a question? Over here to the right. Thank you.
This is for Kira or Anna. After they went up 18-8, you guys responded with a 10-0 run. Just what were you able to find offensively? How were you able to sort of find the space to get those shots?
Kiera, you start, please.
I think by this point in the season, we know what we do best. So we know if we just put our head down and work, that good things usually come. So we really focus on starting with defense. And I think even if it's like we've been in that position before with a lead like that, so just controlling what we could.
Yeah, I think the mentality, like, we have nothing to lose at this point. Like, if you have an open shot, take it. And I think our shooters did a great job at that, responding when we were down. Like, we could have just let that lead keep, growing and growing, but they didn't. And they really took the open shots, and it was great.
Again, this segment is for our student athletes. Any questions in the room? Yes, over here to the left. Brian?
Brian Pearl, Pat Pride on 24/7 Sports. Like you meant, a very, very raucous environment here in Reynolds Coliseum, but a lot of Catamounts came down, a very vocal away section, and I don't know if you've seen out online, a lot of state fans were saying, hey, props to that pep band, they brought the energy. What sort of pride do y'all take in that? Like, hey, our fans came down and represented the Catamounts today.
Anna, start please.
Yeah, I mean, I love Catamount Country. We have some of the best fans in the country, and for every sport. You know, they show up, they show out, and it's just amazing. It's like they're what make us like our program so whole at home games in Patrick. It's like, you know, I think we are so successful there because of our fans. You know, they're so loud, and then they come down here, and it's like you can just hear them chanting UVM, and it's just like, you know, you feel like you're back home. So they're so special to us. So.
Kiera?
Yeah, similar to what Anna said, I think our fans really just make UVM, and it really feels like one big family. I think Vermont may seem like small to other states, but they feel big, a lot bigger than other states, just because their fans are so special and so personal with us. So, yeah.
Question over here to the right. Bob?
Bob Sutton with the Associated Press for both players. By halftime, had your confidence even grown more, and what were you feeling at that point?
Kiera?
Yeah, definitely going to half, we were hyped. We were trying to go in with no doubt, so that really helped our confidence. And at that point, we just wanted to keep doing what we were doing. Yeah, that was a lot of confidence.
Anna?
Yeah, it really showed like we could compete with this team. It's kind of like, you know, like we're not down. We're only down 2 points right now. Like, let's go. Let's attack it. We have nothing to lose at this point. And I think we really did bring that mentality. Obviously, we got in a little bit of a rut at the last quarter, but I think, you know, we carried our heads high at the end. But it was exciting. You know, it felt good.
Let's go to one of the questions on our Zoom. Judith, if you would go ahead and ask your question, please.
Yeah. Like, what worked well for you guys to keep the game close throughout, like, the first 3 quarters and give you guys a shot?
Anna?
I thought we never got too high or too low. I think, like, when we were hitting shots, you know, we weren't celebrating too long. We were like, we're running back on defense. Obviously, they're a really good transition offense team. And so, you know, we would make shots and we would get back to get another stop, to, you know, keep that run going. And our shooters were just taking open shots, which is what we needed. And, I mean, they're doing it with confidence, so they were hitting them. So I think that's really what helped keep us with them.
Kiera?
Yeah, similar to what Anna said, I think we just kept hustling and kept flying in for rebounds. And I think similarly, like, the shooters just didn't hesitate, and we trusted ourselves.
Any more questions in the room? Is there another on Zoom?
Yeah, can I ask another one?
You may. Judith, go ahead.
Like, how can you build off of this, like, as a program, like, you know, to try to get that kind of win against, like, a top team in a big-time game? Or, like, how, I know, yeah.
Kiera?
Yeah, I think definitely because they were a 2 seed, we have to remind ourselves that we know the work it takes to get there and that we can do it well. I think for the people who were here a few years ago, we also played UConn, who's also very high seed. I think just constantly reminding ourselves that we've definitely taken it to these teams. I mean, we beat Missouri at the beginning of the season, so just reminding ourselves that we can do it if we just put our minds to it.
Anna?
Yeah, I think the culture of the program is at like an all-time high right now, and I think it's just going to keep building. And, you know, as we keep building, we're going to start, you know, getting wins out of these type of games. So.
Over here to the left, Brian?
Bouncing off that both as
hold it at the middle.
Thought I was. There we go. Yep. Both as upperclassmen, how proud are you to be able to be part of building that culture to where you're able to take these teams down to the wire consistently and build this culture in this program? Be a part of that.
Anna?
Yeah, I mean, it means everything to me. This team and the people, the coaches. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it for any other team. And I think, again, it's only growing. You know, it's not stopping here. It's just going to keep going higher and higher. And I just can't wait to see where this goes because I think it has a really good foundation.
Kiera?
Yeah, I'm so proud. I don't know Vermont without Anna, so ever since I came here, I've looked up to her and amazing people like Bella Vito and all the other seniors. So I think they've just paved the way for us, and I'm excited to keep it going. I think a big word for us is grit, so that's definitely like something we're going to really continue with our culture.
Any more questions in the room? I do have one for both of you. 20 years down the road, when you think back to this experience, what will you tell people about it? Kiera, we'll start with you.
I'm going to say we didn't go down without swinging, and I think we definitely made some noise, and we're very proud to represent Vermont.
Anna?
Honestly, the same thing. You know, we went in there with mentality like we can win this game, and we came swinging to start. And so I'm just gonna remember, you know, the grit it took to get this far. So.
Congratulations on a great season. Kiera, Anna, you are now excused, and we will resume our press conference with your head coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Now we will continue with Coach Kresy. Questions in the room? I'll lead off. I just asked them 20 years down the road what they would think of it. You 20 years down the road, what will be your impressions of what you just experienced with this group?
I think of this group, and I'll forever think of this group, as just amazing women that have continued to grow and been so impressive. They came in as impressive women, don't get me wrong, but where they are now is just incredible. Their confidence, their care for each other, their love for each other. It was the people. Everything they gave, the amount of work they put in for each other has been really, really special. So just who they were for us and who they are is what really made this group so special and this run so special to me.
Over here to the right, Bob.
Your team was able to kind of absorb the first blow from NC State, but not the second one. What was the difference on that one in the third quarter?
Yeah, I think a little bit of size, physicality hurt us, that second punch. Athleticism, some things that we just didn't have an answer for later in the game. I think we gave it all. We left it all on the line, but they had that second gear that we couldn't match at the end of the game, and that was, I think, what changed the game.
Stay over here to the right. Go ahead.
Coach, I guess sort of going off that, how were you guys able to sort of, withstand their first one and start that 10-0 run after the media timeout? Their starting guard shot, by my quick math, and I'm terrible at math, admittedly, 21 of 55 from the field. So how are you sort of able to sort of make up that size gap and keep them to such an inefficient day shooting?
I thought our players did an excellent job staying poised. We talked a lot about they're incredible scorers. They're going to make tough shots. How do we respond? Do we get down? Do we worry about that? Or do we just go next play mentality? So I thought our players really handled it well, staying true to who they were. You can't control that. You can control the next play, the next opportunity. And a credit to our guards. I thought we knew they would hit tough shots, but just making it uncomfortable. And so I think that slowed a little bit of their scoring down. And really just proud of how they responded when it could have been over from the tip. I mean, I thought they did an excellent job staying true to who Vermont is and buying into what we've done all year and why we've gotten to this opportunity.
Stay over here to the right.
Marissa Sisker, Hoop Stats. Coach, 2 years ago you were a 2-15 game and you lost by 43. What are some of the differences you've seen in being able to stay in a game in another tough environment and the same kind of seed pairing?
I think that opportunity has helped us for sure, being in that situation. Going on the road and playing at Indiana, playing at Purdue, we've been on these – we're at this point in our program that we're taking our program on the road in the non-conference or getting these opportunities in postseason that help set the foundation. Anna Olsen knew what to expect going into this game because she's done it for 3 years now against the biggest, best, strongest posts there are out there. Catherine Gilway running the show for us against UConn. I think all those opportunities that this group has created for us and our administration has allowed us to do has helped us come in with a different mentality in this game, even sitting in a 15 seed against the 2 again.
Questions in the room? Yes.
Coach, players like Anna and Bella, who this was their final game, how much have they meant to this program, and how have they left it in a better place than they found it when they came in?
Whew, this is a tough one. Man, I can't put into words what those two have meant to this program. To me, they just epitomize what Vermont is about. Student athletes, two of the greatest human beings that have given absolutely everything, has stayed true to Vermont and who they are. They've done it in all areas. You obviously get to enjoy their play, but I've gotten to enjoy so much off the court that they've done for this program. That's the hardest part about this is, saying goodbye to seeing Anna every single day after 5 years. Bella, 4 years. I mean, that kid has brought us so much joy. So I can't really put into words right now just how much they mean to where we're at, what they've done for this program. Not only, obviously, again, what you've seen, but the recruiting. I've put them on every recruit. I mean, they're incredible. And they really have helped get Vermont back on the map. So there's just no words to really sum how much they mean to us.
We'll go to a question on Zoom. Judith, go ahead.
Is it fine to ask two, just to make? I'll start with one. How can you keep the foot on the gas in the fourth quarter to keep the game close so you have a chance at the upset, for building on for next year and stuff?
Yeah, I thought we made a couple really defensive lapses that we know better, and I know our players good enough, their heads, and they already know before I'm telling them, and so those are the mistakes that we got to clean up in the fourth quarter. You can't have those mistakes again against a really talented team. They capitalize off of every single one of our defensive lapses in the fourth quarter, and so you just. We'll learn from it. Those that are coming back, they'll remember these opportunities, and how to stay sharp for 40 minutes is going to be key. But yeah, credit to NC State. They're very talented, and they ran with those opportunities.
Any more questions in the room? All right, Judith, we'll go back to you on Zoom.
Okay. What's the next step for this program of getting another win against a really good team and making that statement?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have a new roster, and so we're going to get back to work. We're going to stay true to who we are. We're hopefully going to do some things in the non-conference that can help us maybe be a little bit higher than a 15 seed if we get that opportunity to come back here. But we got a lot of work to do in this offseason. We know that league is very talented. Programs are going to be reloading, and there's a lot of players coming back from injuries in our league, and so we'll take it one step at a time and just keep working on getting better and keep building a stronger foundation.
Over here to the left, Brian.
Coach, in the transfer portal era, it's rare to see players stick around 3, 4, 5 years in the same program. What about the culture y'all built at Vermont makes players want to stay and just be able to be a part of that?
Yeah, I really think Vermont is a special place with really, really good people. And I know there's great people everywhere. But it is a unique state. We're the only Division I program in the state. There's a lot of passion behind UVM athletics. Our players after games are mobbed by fans, and it's out of love. There's cookies, you name it. It just feels like a home for all these players. So I just can't credit enough the people that make it so special, and the people they're doing with, the community, administrators, professors, you name it. Everyone's so bought in, and so when you feel that much love, I think it's hard to walk away from. They know what they got, they know it's special, and they're doing it where people actually care about them. And so I think that's it. Maybe we should have asked Anna why, but I'm not complaining. So.
Any more questions? If not, congratulations on a great year, Coach Kresy.
Thank
Appreciate
you so
it.
much.
Thank you for your time. If you need the video of this, you can find it on ncaa.veritone.com. Transcripts are all